One simple but brilliant trick to heat your home in 90 seconds and save thousands of dollars on your heating bill this winter. This genius way to heat any room for almost zero cost is taking over the market like crazy.
Okay, good morning. It's Dana Shute. I am the president and founder of Top Gun Trade Zones and Top Gun Trader's Edge. Special Friday edition, Black Friday edition, shortened session today. Ends at 1 o'clock. Just kind of see if we can get the standard directional bias to the upside. Market is opening in a couple of minutes here. Let me shut my 9,000 windows here for Thanksgiving. Okay. We're looking for a push down, at least I am, on the opening here. Here's the open. All right, let's move over here and see what we got on the bigger chart. I like this area here.
Order filled. Order submitted.
MES. This is
order
pushing down here.
filled.
Make it a little bit lower here.
Order submit. Order filled.
In the NASDAQ into this area.
Order submitted.
Fair value gap.
Order filled.
It's on. These are micros.
Order submitted.
Add in here. Didn't get
Order
a chance.
filled.
I hope everyone had a great holiday.
Order filled.
Here we're adding in here. I think
Order
we'll
submitted.
drive down, create some
Order
value,
filled.
and then start up. So I'm just going to start adding in here. This is the last, this would be Wednesday's overnight opening range, which should act as support probably around S1, right around here, which is the OR mid of that session. Now we're pushing down some more.
Order filled.
That's 2 contracts here. We could get all the way down to that zone. I don't mind. We're gonna start picking up some
Order submitted.
buyers.
Order filled.
So these would be structure trades, and
Order filled. Order filled.
hey, good morning. It's Dana Shute from Top Gun
Order
Trade
filled.
Zones and Top Gun Trader's Edge. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We've got a special holiday edition, Black Friday edition here. We just pushed down after the open down into S1, which is the overnight opening mid from Wednesday, the OR mid range of the prior day session, which acts to support these are micro contracts.
Order filled.
NASDAQ set
Already
up
filled
signal
on
short
those.
on the NQ16.8.
And those are some of our proprietary signals.
Target filled.
We're out of those. Okay. So now we're coming up to the trend line. Right there.
NASDAQ impending trade short
Order
on
filled.
the
These are all
NQ16.8.
micros. That's what
Order
happened
filled.
here. I was testing some new indicators that we're developing and some different proprietary trading methods. But this is our core. This is one of our 2 core methods that we trade in the room. So we could push up here and this seems to be a lot.
Order submitted. Order
These are things,
submitted.
we'll teach and that you learn in the room. These are more structured trades, not momentum or trend trades, which is one of our bread and butter types of trades. I think we push up to this next trend line here.
Order filled.
There's basically equivalent of a 1 lot.
Order submitted.
And we're layering
Order
in here.
filled.
Next, you can layer. We have a tool that we use to layer. There's a whole purpose and reason behind that. That's statistically based. And I don't have any ATMs in here. $2023. We'll look for some micro scalps. Structure. I'll just use that for now. pushing up a little higher. Still waiting to get up into this area.
Order submitted.
Nasdaq's pushing up. Which is,
Russell set
Order
up signal
filled.
long
Order filled.
on the
Order filled.
RTY84.
I'll hit that a couple of times and see it come back down. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. And one of the restrictions here, limitations of NASDAQ, not NASDAQ, the Ninja Traders, at whatever ATM you have tapped in here, you're going to get in the other one. So, fortunately, that's what it is.
Order submitted. Order
A
submitted.
couple of targets in here to pull back into this area. Basically mid-range off of there. You can see how that's working.
Order filled.
And you get a runner in here, pull these stops down.
Order canceled.
Sold it again.
Russell impending trade long
We didn't
on the
quite get up there.
RTY84.
We came up to the trend line I drew in. All right, I'll take a couple of these off.
Order filled.
And a couple more.
Order
Dow
filled.
set up signal long on the
The proprietary
EMA4.
signals I have over here. This is a unique tool that we developed. It took 2 years. It's based on over 20 years of trading. Tells strength, direction, and which markets to really trade and which to fade. Here's the ticks. The ticks are open. The advanced decline is down. Ticks are decreasing. There's a pullback in the Russell. Again, some of these proprietary indicators here. Typically what we do is we wait for markets to be aligned and we jump on the, we take advantage of our edge on directional trades. But right now we're not into any. Right now Russell's the leader, NASDAQ's the weakest. Don't really have any news. At 9:45 we do. Flash manufacturing, flash services at 9:45. So we'll take a look at that. Here's the two current positions. Perfect. Take a couple of these more off because we are going to come up into 9:36. We did not.
Order filled.
We'll take that off. We didn't quite push up to where I wanted there, but still pretty good. Pushing down, maybe one more test down into this area.
Order filled.
Close that. Take those off. We can push up again. This is going to be, and we're going to tread water into the news more than likely. We got basically 8 micros here. 4.
Order filled.
All right.
Order
Sell
canceled.
orders. Pull the SPY stop way down. So every day we have a live trading room. It goes from 9 o'clock. It opens. Goes to typically 11:45. You can go on the website and take a look at the schedule. A couple shortened sessions just to show you what you're looking at. What we do here is quite different than a lot of other rooms. We're very transparent. You can see my background. I'm a professional trader. Been trading since 1996. I was a test pilot and a fighter pilot in the Navy before that. I traded for 4 different exchanges. I've traded for major firms. My own account on the floor of the exchanges. So a lot of these other places where people fall for these dog and pony smoke and mirror shows are just people. I mean, they don't even tell you their name, let alone if they have any actual experience. I don't know. People just buy into this, which just shocks me, but and are surprised when they lose their money or they learn stuff that's totally bogus. And the worst part is you waste your time doing that. You waste it and you develop bad habits. Then you got to unlearn that stuff. Probably heard of the Turtles, a famous trading group from Chicago in the 80s. Well, one of the things that
Crude set up
they
signal
wanted to
short
prove that they could
on
trade
the
their method.
CL63.
Method is what gives the edge, and that is true. And they pretty much wanted to take ordinary people. The only rule they had was when they interviewed these people was that they, one, actually listened, because some people don't. They listened and they also didn't have any prior trading experience because they didn't want to have to teach them to unlearn these bad habits. So you get with a bad mentor or I mean, not even a mentor, just one of these websites where they're teaching you crap and they're just basically doing smoke and mirrors things after the fact. I mean, I can come in here and say, you know, sell here, buy here, sell here, and give you reasons why that, you know, if they're not trading in real time, I don't care if it's sim or not, sim or real, that doesn't matter. Show me what you're doing in real time. To run this, I have 6 27-inch monitors. For me to run all this and to do what I'm doing and everything behind the scenes, you know, I can trade any time of the day and make money. But while I'm in here, I'm focused on
Russell
what I'm
set
trying
up
to teach
signal
and trying to
short
show
on the
you. So it's better for
RTY84.
me not to sit here and worry about, you know, that aspect of it. And I've run trading rooms before, and I've taught and for firms that taught traders and coached them. So, you know, this is just the easiest way. I hate when people question who have no background. It'd be like going in and questioning a surgeon who's trying to tell you, you know, yeah, this is what we need to do. And your
Stuff
question,
filled.
it's like, I'm sorry, did you go to 8 years of medical school? You know, you have 20 years of trading experience at multiple exchanges for major firms. You know, if you run trading rooms, I had the first major trading room that was national. We partnered with, and this is back in 2000 and stuff, with Investors Business Daily, and we conducted webinars and not early webinars, but mostly seminars in person. It's like, I don't know, people just buy into that whole like, oh, here I am in my Learjet. It's like, that's bullshit. It's like, okay, you rented it and now you've got 100,000 followers. You make all your money off ad revenue. Anyway, back to trading. Got a spike coming up here in the tick. We're in the down on the advanced decline. We're mixed here. This is our proprietary tracking. It's on each chart as well. So I can just look on the chart, but this is how I can follow the multiple markets. And if I could only wanted to have 1 or 2 monitors, I could tab all that. Green and red are aligned on multiple time frames. So those are the strongest trends. So this is, you know, this would be the strongest trend up. The green, and red is the strongest trends down. Orange is a
Russell
conditional.
entry signal long trade entry on the RTY84.
So we're getting a Russell here right now. Russell. And so in orange is conditional longs, shorts, and blues are the conditional longs, which basically means a deeper pullback on multiple time frames. It's also some algorithms in there, but those are ones where you want to be a little more careful, but they're often more opportunity because they're deeper pullbacks. Gray is an area where the market's transitioning, so you don't trade. But what that can also tell you is when you see these multiple colors is that you're in a support and resistance environment. So you switch to scalping and support and resistance. When you get areas like this, you want to be leaning hard in that direction. Here's, you know, shorts, YM was stronger is like an outlier. But we're waiting for those kind of things directionally to really lean
Dow
into
impending
this
trade long
with a lot of
on the
size.
EMA4.
If you're a good trader,
Nasdaq set up signal
you know
short
you know when
on
to
the
add to positions, and you
NQ168.
know when to really lean on positions. Most people have no idea. They just get the same trade over and over and over, and that's crap. You know, you need to have an edge. You need to understand that trading is all probability, statistics. All the best major firms, it's all they're doing is math. So I can look at any of these things and determine where the edge is with these tools, and you can learn it as well, or you can spend your time, waste time with these other companies. This is a scalping tool we have right now. This tells the direction. Right now we're pretty flat, just to be expected. Now we're slightly up, but the overall bias is down. This is a cycle indicator. So right now we're starting to push down, but we're into this support. So we could actually hold here and reverse up. Now this is a 16-8 chart. It's slow, so we adjust this and we learn all this. So we could push down this trend line could act as support in here, and we could actually probably buy this. So, and the stop would be below here. So, but right now, again, NASDAQ's a little bit weak. NASDAQ's the weakest. See right here? NASDAQ's the weakest. It's pushing down. It's the only red one right now. But that also
Order
means
submit. Order filled.
that also means that if the other markets hold, then the NASDAQ will hold as well. So you need to know how to watch, the other markets and see what's happening now, and understand the interrelationship in the markets. Okay, now this is not some magic or
entry
something.
signal long
This
trade
is-
entry
This is
on
knowing
the
how to trade
EMA
price
4.
action, how to read price action. So now we're coming up into this resistance. That'll be my partial. If we can push through that, we could have a good run here. The bias on these days, on holiday weeks, is up. So it's short in session. After we finish moving around down here, it's very, very probable that we end up higher. But right now, here's the index pushing down. We got 250 here. I mean, I could probably take that off and just pocket it. It looks like it might push down and take me out. Not a big deal. We're still holding in here. This is the fair value gap
Gold setup signal long
here.
on the GC63.
Still battling here. I can move my stop up to basically break even. I'm going to take one off.
Target filled.
Yeah, just to pocket a little bit. It's still holding. You can't go to break even too quickly, or else you're going to stop out. More often than not, you got to let your trades work. Unless your trade idea has been invalidated by price action, then you keep it on. Still holding in here. So don't worry about all the different indicators and tools. Learn all those. Pretty much stop right to here.
NASDAQ
See,
setup
there's the
signal
trend line.
short
People don't understand.
on
You
the
got to know how to draw
NQ16.8.
trend lines properly. Most people have no idea. I worked for a company called Hulse Trading Group in Chicago. It was the most advanced,
Stop filled.
sophisticated trading group in options in the world, and Goldman Sachs purchased them. But to give you an idea, back in 2000, we had 2 floors of the building next to the Sears Tower, 311 South Wacker. You can look it up. It's a cool building. It looks like a chess piece. Anyway, we had 2 floors in 2000 that were completely just servers that had determined and broadcast out statistics and trades and values to options or to exchanges around the world. And that was in 2000. That's the kind of thing you're up against. So the trend lines and the
NASDAQ
programmers
setup
and the
signal short
quantitative
on the
engineers I work with
NQ16.8.
would be amazed by the stuff that they can program. All these are programmed in, trend lines, gaps, everything like that. That's how people go. Like, how did they know? How did it go right to there? It's like, because they're
Russell
programming
setup
in
signal long on the
know.
RTY84.
traders look at, the retail traders, as they say, like the movie that just came out, The Dumb Money. Because why do 95% of traders lose? Because they all do the same thing. They all prey to human emotion in typical trade setups. We have a number of different setups. This is one particular one over here. I'm not going to focus on that right now because it's going to be a quiet session. I have time to explain a little bit of it. So right now we're still consolidating. Just to look at this, Russell is the strongest. See right here, Russell, but it reflects over here in a different way. ES is sideways. It's in the middle of the pack. It's near the bottom. NASDAQ's the weakest, and YM is right in there as well. So they're mixed. So right now there's no trend. So what we want to be doing? You want to be doing support and resistance, demand, supply, price action trading. I'll show you, we have proprietary zones. We didn't develop them. They come out every morning. I shouldn't say develop. We did develop them, but we didn't put them out for today. But they come out every morning, actually, about 7:30 before the market even opened. But when you can, if I scroll back, you'll see these blue zones and this gold zone here. That was for this would have been Wednesday. So that was close of the session. So that was last night. So you can see price pushed down into here. These zones came out at 7:30 before the market even opened. Zone held pretty good. This is along there, even a more powerful higher term zone right here. See how price came up each time. These were out. This is at 12:30. This is 1:45. These were out at this time right here. So before price was here, and he knew when it got up here, there's going to likely be a reaction. This is our tactical trade filter. This is a proprietary indicator. It's 25 pages. So that explains how to trade that and how it fits into the overall picture. We have a core of five indicators that you can just use those to trade once you understand how price behaves around that. I'll go back to here and show you the NASDAQ. It came down here, I bought this. It came up, hit the trend line, came back down, hit the trend line. I took it off because there's a high probability with the mixed markets that this wasn't gonna, go through. So what do? You take some of the position off. But you don't know 100%. This could have kept going up. I don't have a crystal ball, but I know statistics and I know price action. And I know these indicators work. Let's see. What else can we look at? It's kind of quiet. Nice scalper. Oh, well, this is a scalper, but so I'll just kind of show you here. I can annotate on here. This is actually the broadcast. This is Cisco WebEx. It's one of the best broadcast products out there for webinars. So this trend here, if this line is below, then the trend is down. Okay, it's pretty flat too. I mean, again, it's a holiday, it's a very light session. But each of these, and this is a cycle indicator, the blue. Okay, the blue is cycle. It determines cycles of what's happening in the market. So when this trend is down and it's supported by price action, there's a short here. Okay, we also have these proprietary bars. They kind of look like Heiken Ashi. They do take a little bit of that.
Trade entry
There's a
signal
couple
long
other
trade
filters in
entry
there.
on the
Looks at volume. So you can see
CL63.
the turn bars are where the bodies are mixed. See, this tail is red and the body's green. So we got two right here. It's indicative of a price reversal. And then down here, you got the same thing. All right, you get reversal. So we look for those. In this case, when the market pushes up, the cycle is up. You can take the turn bar.
NASDAQ
This is the
set
winner.
up signal
This is
short
the winner.
on the NQ16A. Dow set up
This
signal
one
short
here,
on
you
the
take it,
ES42.
break, it moves in your favor, but a break even. This is a scalping tool, but you can often, get bigger moves. This is a winner. And you're only taking shorts. You're not taking reversals. We're going with the odds. The odds are the market. You keep in the direction of the predominant trend. Trend is your friend until it ends. If it's sideways, then it's consolidation. It's consolidation until it ends. Here's another peak right here, right? Another winner. You're done. You could come start trading at 5, 6 in the morning. I mean, it's slow and trade it, till 9 and been done with a hand and hardly any pressure. We went above here, so you wouldn't be doing this in here. We're back below. And it said slow, but this is where your entry is somewhere right here, which is right around here. And at this point, you'd want to be, I would be taking a partial into there. And then if I wanted to add, you could add on the reversal or just anticipate that until we break out of this range, which is, let me clear that. Until we break out of this range that we've established, that's what we're going to stay in there. Okay. So we're down. So you could sell into that trend. I also have Bollinger Bands on there for when it does go sideways, and you got to know how to use those. But they're one of the best tools, out there. I actually, knew John Bollinger, or that's an acquaintance I've met a couple of times. But he actually gave me one of the original manuals to the Bollinger Bands. Let's see. So we're still down. So there's, the trend is still pushing down. Here's the cycle up, right? There's the cycle. There's it. Here's the reversal. So you'd be in short here. The stop goes right above it. But, again, you got to know whether to take that trade because right now we are in a basically about a 10 to 25, maybe a 15-point range. So that's why you want to be, if you're taking reversals and getting in the middle, that's not what you want to do on this kind of environment. You want to be getting in at the edges. Okay. Just another little trading thing that people don't learn. They look at all the fancy crap that doesn't work because they're impressed by the dog and pony show. That's what we called it in the Navy. It was like when you got up there and you had to do a presentation, you know, it was like all the flash and the things to make it interesting. It was, we call it the dog and pony show. This Russell trade right here. Okay. Here's, you know, where you can tell we're kind of mixed with the downward bias. These are also proprietary. They are momentum based and trend based, but those turn before the other indicator does. So you can see we're mixed here, but when we pull back, when we started to try to make a move up there, but we're kind of stuck. Mark this again right here. So here's a long, this is part of the cycle indicator. This is once we get above here. So, and Russell is the strongest. So if you're buying in this environment, then you're looking for pullbacks to the Russell. If you thought you wanted to sell, then you should be looking at ES and NASDAQ. But this is, we started to get one here. The market was too sideways here, so I wouldn't take that just because this is green. You got to look at that. That was right at the open too. So you shouldn't be trading at 9:33 in the morning. You can, I'm not. That's, I trade when the odds are in my favor. When I have the edge, that's not it. So right here at 9:33, this was right. Let's call it like that. So we had sideways. This is pushing up for potential sell. The NASDAQ was showing a sell right here. We actually have alerts, both visual and audio alerts. And that was right here. So this is a mixed environment. That's right at the open. That's, retail trading. That's when we're basically being thrown to the sharks. So yeah, that's not something, you take. That's at 9:33. So we wait.
NASDAQ impending trade short on the NQ 16.8.
So right now it just said NASDAQ impending short on the NQ 16.8. That's over here. See, so I would look over here. I'd look, see what the market's doing in general. Right now, the advanced decline has increased to being positive. That's more stocks are up from the close Wednesday, and the ticks are up. So we're starting to, strengthen. But we're coming into some key areas. Like right here, this is one of our tools. And there's a lot of resistance here. This is the tactical trade filter. That's the open price. We could push up towards VWAP here because we are strengthening. And NASDAQ is coming up into this trend line here. So the first time up here,
Order submitted.
just right in this general area.
Order
I'll show
submitted.
you how we can use the layered
Order canceled.
layer tool. What?
Order submitted.
Now it's layered. So I don't have, as soon as I put that in there, it's layered and I have a stop in. I have it so it immediately puts me in a market price if I like that level. Since we have these proprietary trading zones, these that show up here, price often reacts from there. So if I wanted to sell in here, I want this to be layered. It needs to be a reverse, we call a reverse pyramid layer. It's what professionals use. So as price increases, I'm selling more.
NASDAQ entry signal short entry
I'm
on the
selling more.
NQ 16.8.
That's increasing my average price, improving it, and it's getting my stop is
Stop filled.
still based on structure. If that makes sense. Like if the stop is going up here, that doesn't change. That because that's based on my trade. That's where this trend line I expect it to hold the first time. So as it pushes up there, and I put on more contracts, but more like 2, and then 4, my average price gets pulled closer and closer to where my stop is. So that means my risk is decreasing. And if it just goes even back down to the bottom of this pattern, I'm already at like my profit target, or at least on a, partials. Somebody who waits for the confirmation and waits for the reversal to come down, they're giving up that. This could be, say, 640. By the time they get in, it's at 633. So they've given up 7 points. Well, what now if it holds and it goes up? Well, now they're stopped out for 7. If I get in on my average and I'm at like 38 instead of 40, well, I'm only risking 2 points. And all it has to do is go to here and I have a nice trade. If it keeps going, I'm in at the high. So, all these little tips and things that people have no idea of, like, this is how
Order canceled.
you trade. This is how smart traders, how experienced traders, how traders, a lot of
Order
who have seen it
canceled.
all, have been taught it all. Trading. So if you want to go listen to somebody like claiming that they're out Lamborghini shopping or trading on the beach, good luck. All right, let's see. Russell's still strong. YM's in the middle. Yes, NASDAQ. The news, obviously, we went right through it, and much didn't happen there. So I have alerts that announce that. I think I must have it off. YM's now green, so we pushed up there. We're still red here, but we're kind of sideways. You can use this on any market. Here's the ES, so you can see how choppy it is. So a range base. That's 1 in the morning. So, and that was yesterday. So here's 4 in the morning here. See, we went down here. So here's this would be a short. So here's a short on the ES. When we're doing the scalper, we're only really looking at this. We like to see at least this to be neutral in the color, so it's gray and orange, so it's down. This is down, cycles up. Here's a signal. Here's a reversal pivot right here, and there's your entry. So you'd be in at like 67, whatever we'll call it, 67.5, and it went down to 63. So it's the ES. It's 4 points right there. Even if you just took the initial thrust down, it's 3 points. You did it, a couple of contracts, you're at $300. If you're using a copier, that's a couple of contracts at $300. You're using a copier, like on 3 accounts, you're basically $1,000. You could be done on a quiet day. Here's another cycle up right here. So
Order
if I wanted
submitted.
to show you how this
Order
works,
submitted.
I don't have any. Let's see if we can get filled. It's a little late there, but you see how we're down. This is a push up. We're still neutral, so that's okay. I'm going to try to be in here at 69.50. Might not get filled. Push back down into the middle of this range. Would be like 3 points. The stop would be right here. Filled.
Order filled.
Stop in there. Okay, so turn the annotator off here. And I'm not really looking at I'm just demonstrating this. I'm not really looking at the other going on in the other drawing lines here. 1 second. Turn that off. Disregard those. Get rid of that. All right, so our stop would be just above this. We'd be looking for this to come back into some, and again, since it's quiet, I'm looking, this is more of a scalping tool anyway, but often they can go pretty far. They typically use it for more like the NASDAQ and things. Or you can use it on the ES as long as, the market's, moving and things. We're not quite moving, but at one point we're closing at 1, so Eastern time. I haven't even pulled off some of these trades and such, and we're like $700 just goofing around. And I'm trading micros. I'm not really trading any size here. So you can see here's the YM. Okay, we came down with support. We probably will start pulling back here soon. but the directional bias this time of year is up. So the Russell, it's the strongest market. You can see we pushed down initially, found support into yesterday's low, yesterday's close. These are all things you need to look at. And we're just trading that market. You can see that. Let's see. Here's the NASDAQ, which is weakest, but that will probably change. Look how low the ADRs are. That's the average daily range. We should probably go to 26 anyway, which means we'll break out of the highs of the lows. And again, the bias is up on the Friday after Thanksgiving. So that's what we would anticipate. So at some point, we got to be careful. This thing starts to break through here. You can see right here, we're trying to push down a little bit, but the bias is up. So, and again, this isn't a trade that necessarily be all over or anything like that. It's a demonstration of the scalper. At the second signal down, push down, we are trying to turn down, but right now the bias is, the market is trying to push up. We're going against, you don't really want to go against this internal bias. Advanced decline is up, all the ticks are up, so, and we're gradually looking at this Russell's green, YM's green, ES is neutral, so a little bit more, and we'll start to, so if I don't like a trade, I take a small loss to get out of it. It's like, you don't have to prove yourself right. And people do that and they hang on to losers. The normal trader, why 95% loses because they hold on to losers to try to turn them into winners, and they get out of winners to try to feel good about getting out and taking a winner. So it basically, the market, if you're not careful, trains you to do the exact opposite of what you want to accomplish. So you need to be, educated on that and trained on that, and be aware of it, that those tendencies, those biases. Look up trading biases. There's like 10 of them. You need to know those, at least be aware of them. Trading biases. You're also listening to binaural beats, which are in real trading rooms. They listen to things that help you focus and concentrate. They don't pound the table and desk and act like a moron. Your focus, listen to things that help you focus. And what was I looking up? Words. Listen, what I was thinking of. I lost my train. Just for a second. Trying to watch the markets here. We pushed up into this opening range here. This is also resistance. So if we can close above that, we'll probably push up here. But as of right now, the TTF, the tactical trade filter, acts as support and resistance depending on which side you're on. You're still trying to push up in YM. We're still pushing up in the Russell. I'm going to pull one of these off.
Target filled.
Stop down. Again, here's the NASDAQ, okay? NASDAQ's the weakest. But the others are stronger. This tactical trade filter, this line right now, this helps me determine the bias depending on how we trade up. If I wanted to buy NASDAQ, even though it's the weakest market, it would be here, okay, at like 20. So we'll wait and see what happens here. Now I just took part of this off, but not the whole thing, because I don't know, but I'm just adding, it's a quiet day, so I want to pocket some profits, because I expect, chop until the markets get aligned. They gradually get in a line. We have internals are green, meaning up. We have the YM and the Russell have no problem right now, but the NASDAQ and the ES, which are the bigger markets, are kind of holding things back. So you notice how little risk I take on these trades. Okay. And see, I took one off. I didn't have to. I just did, but I still think this will stop somewhere in here. So instead of letting this thing bounce back and giving it back, I'm just going to trail it super tight, try to get out in here.
Stop filled.
Like 4 points, 4.5 points there. So that added a bunch more. There's 816. The trend is still down. That's why I took that trade. Okay. I could have said, I can find you lots of different trades. ES, it was also yesterday's close. That act is support and resistance depending on what side you're on. We got the trend line here that was established far earlier before the market even opened, regular session. Okay. This is a fair value gap. It's acting as support. So you could probably buy this again because the other markets are holding us up. So when you see that, even though this is a weaker market, NASDAQ tends to react quicker. So you can be buying this in here and scalping this probably safely back to like 25 or something. This right here, believe it or not, is the value point of control. It's just, so this is a 15-minute chart. So value point of control is being established at 22. That's where most of the trades are taking place right now. And you can see how we're holding the ES trend line. We broke up, but the thing that matters, this trend line did not break, it's holding. The only thing that matters on bars are the opens and closes. These are retail traders getting sucked into the long. All right, the professionals are selling this. Trend line held. That's all that matters is the opening and close. These matter, the tails matter. If you're trying to sell it, then yeah. If you're reading this correctly and the price action trends down, you want to sell pushes like that. You don't want to be getting in on it's breaking through the trend line. It's like, okay, good luck. You just got in at 69 and we're down to 68 or 69, 75, whatever. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going in here. Let's just take a quick gander. I want to go to the websites. The two websites are, it's Black Friday, don't pay attention to my shopping list. So Top Gun Trader's Edge. Okay, this is the live website. The live trade room. This is actually where we're going to be offering mentorships and the live trade room. This is where you will learn to trade and hopefully be a member. All along, you can go on here. There's proprietary indicators over here, our reports that come out each day, testimonials, everything about us. Difference is we actually have a background. You don't see this on any other sites. Examples of how we trade, what we're looking for, how we trade, things that make us different trade examples in there. There's some good information here just for a trader on pieces succeeding as a trader, stuff you won't see on other websites. Again, it's things we teach, what makes us different, why are we different. Okay, you want to join, you subscribe in here. This, see FAQs about that. Right. We haven't opened the service yet. It's coming in. We haven't marked this November. It's going to probably be December first week. We also, our other website is Top Gun Zones, the proprietary trades of Top Gun Trade Zones. So if you go over to there, it's under the same kind of brand, so it looks similar, but we have different things. There's a high-speed pass of the carrier. Again, elevate the trading results. Daily algorithmic support resistance zones, trade briefings, trade education, post-market trade debriefings. This basically comes out to $2.50 a day per market. And if you aren't trading with them, then you're trading at a disadvantage. I've been, using them for 20 years because we developed them. But there's that, and the other market is basically comes out to about $11 to be in the trade room per day. If you think $11 or a couple of ticks, or one tick in the ES is expensive, then it's probably not the service for you. I'm spending 6 or 7 hours just dedicated on this, in addition to my own trading, to run the sites, to do everything like that, but in 6 days, weeks. And if you don't think having somebody with 25 years of experience is worth $12 a day, trading day, then yeah, again, it's probably not a service for you. Good luck. I'm trying to be completely transparent about everything here. I have an open letter and talks about why I created all this. I don't really need the money. I love teaching. I want people to have an actual product where they can learn. I just got fed up with the people with no moral compass. Navy guy, it's important to me. But feel free to go through the websites. There's ways to sign up. This service hasn't started yet either. They're both coming in about December. So just wanted to show you where the websites were. Reactive resistance here. Let's see. So I think, this might be the last push down. I think we may find support in here and start a leg up, maybe around 10:30 after the first hour of price is done, trading's done. So here's the pullback in the YMT. So if you're going to buy this, the first time back to the trend line, don't wait for it to reverse. You can buy this. It's one of the strongest markets. See, Russell's over here. Here's some, again, we don't have our proprietary indicators on here. I mean, proprietary zones, because we didn't calculate them today. But when you overlay them with things like fair value gaps, opening range, things along that line, it can really help you pinpoint areas to get in. Then we have tools like the layering tool, which is fairly sophisticated. It's still being developed, but mathematically, if you're trading without this, put it this way: if this improves if you look at go to your NinjaTrader, pull up your trade results, your trade performance, and then look at something called look at something called MAE, which is max adverse excursion, and MFE, which is max favorable. So there's MFE. This thing bugs me a touch. MFE, which is max favorable excursion, and then max adverse. Okay. Good Lord. Okay. Max adverse excursion. What that means on every trade, that max adverse is how much that trade went against you at any point. So if you got into a trade, so you can call it a one lot, right? A one NASDAQ full contract, and it went 8 points against you, right?
Crude setup signal
Well,
long
that's
on the
$160.
CL63.
And then if it got stopped out at that, then that was your stop. Then that's $160. If it went down 160 and then turned up, and you ended up getting a profit on it, then it would still show that you took at one point $160 of heat. Max advanced excursion is like basically the heat. So that means that you took $160 per contract of heat on that. If you had two contracts, it would show 320, which is max adverse. Max favorable is like, let's say you got in here and the market went up like this, and then you had a trailing stop and it got stopped out here. Well, at one point, this was your MFE. So if this was $500 a move, and then you got stopped out for $250, and the point that it hit max favorable is $500. Okay? So how that comes into play is by layering and reverse layering, and whether you're doing it as a layer or you're waiting, like the market comes up, and then like for a directional trade, it comes back and pulls up, and you're waiting for this reversal right here. Well, often with this reversal, if you zoom in, when it comes back, as it turns, it's doing this. As it turns, this head. I think that's, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look. So when we zoom into that, CL has a bullish trigger setting up on it. We'll look at it in a second. So the pullback here, if you zoomed in on this, as this thing pulls back, it doesn't go straight up. It's doing this, chopping around a little bit. So by layering and making that, like say, a tight layer, well, if I improve, like if on average, if you go and look at your max adverse excursion, it will show you, it will show you your average. So if on average trade you are trading on NASDAQ and you take 7 points of heat on average, well, that's $140 a contract, okay? If you're trading a 2-lot, then you're taking on average $280, right? If by layering, I can improve that by just 3.5 points, 50% of that, that's right. That's 70 bucks, right? So that's $70 per contract. That means if I'm doing a trade, my trade, I'm improving $70 per contract, or 108. I'm improving it by $140. That makes sense? Like if I improve it by 3.5 points and I'm doing a 2-lot, I'm saving 7 points or $140 on every trade. So even if if I did 10 trades in a day, and even if all of them were losers, I did $1,400 better than you, or I lost in that case $1,400 less than you, who didn't have this tool, who were just jumping in on reversals and then taking the full 7 points of heat. Even if they were all losers, I did
Crude
on 10
pending
trades,
trade
I did
long
$1,400.
on the CL63.
If they were all winners, I'm just trying to make it easy to understand.
NASDAQ setup signal short
If they
on
were
the
all winners, right?
NQ168.
They're all winners, and I did $1,400 better because I did 10 trades. I improved my. If we all had the same exits and the same stops, if on that day they were all winners, I did 3.5 points better times 2 for each thing. So I did 7 points, $140 per trade better than you. And if I did 10 trades, that's the $1,400. So I made $1,400 better. This is the only indicator that I know that makes people money or saves people money. Either way, it's making you money. So if you're not trading this, and there's more that goes into this, but it's basically improving your trades. It's improving your trade. So if I think the market price is going to come up here in reverse, well, if you just got in on the reversal and got in down here, well, one, you gave up, this much. You could have gotten this much better. If on that turn point it does this, it bounces around in the zone. Even if you end up right, if I use this tool and I improve I'll just use the same one so we don't get too confusing. If I improve
Gold
my
setup signal
NASDAQ short
long
by 3.5
on the
points
GC63.
on this one trade, we're both doing the 2-lot, yeah, we're both making money as it goes down. But what happened? One, I got in higher. Or if our stop is the same place, which it should be based on structure, my stop is now less than you. It's this distance, and yours is this distance, right where you got in. So my stop is less, and if I want to partial out of a target, my first target's closer. So everything's considered, I'm already, the 7 points, $140 on the 2-line better than you. So that's how, these are all little tools and the little secrets and the little things that real traders use. So that's something I developed in things. But I developed it because I know firms, how we trade, and I know how things are calculated. They don't enter in on stops. They aren't taking breaks. Everything is, they're looking at this, and the computers are looking at this and saying it's noise. So they're high frequency trading. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, because that's what it is. It's you trade what the market is giving you. So you got to know your strengths and weaknesses, what your approach is, and what the market's doing, and you learn that. But you got to have somebody who knows it to teach it to you. So if you're doing this, and once in a while, what they're going to do is break it like above, and if you're taking these breaks, well, good luck, because you're going to have a horrible day. Somebody who's doing this, who knows to do this, is going in, out, in, out, in, out, and just cleaning up. All right, let's see. It is 10:23. Have some coffee. All right, let's take a look. Just at some of the structure that's taken place. We're sitting here. So we are still, holding below. You can see how we probed up there, price action probe. This is to suck people in above this trend line. Same thing here. We went completely through. These trend lines were drawn before these price action did that. This is fair value gaps. There's reasons you would be selling this. And if we had our zones on here, there'd be even more reasons. Here's, BWAP right there. There's fibs in here. Fibs work, because they're self-fulfilling prophecies. So they're programmed into all the machines, all the automated stuff for the institutions.
Entry signal long trade entry on the CL63.
See what I say to buy? You buy the strongest, right? Look how far. Let's look at the markets. Look at the ES. Here's the high. Here's the low. Look how far that pulled back, right? NASDAQ hit the trend line, pull back. Okay. Look at this. These made new lows. Okay. This made basically a double bottom. This made a new low in the NASDAQ. Huh. Look at the YM. Boom. Support long. All right. Look at buy. All right. This, higher highs, holding into support. But just by watching a few tools, that you can keep yourself on the right side of things and not get yourself crushed. But you got to know. So, all these different things. I get this. We're up on the advanced decline. Ticks are up. You would buy into this area. You buy this market. You buy this market. This market, if you want to sell, you're selling into resistance. Same thing with ES. NASDAQ's the weakest. ES is the second. Russell's the strongest. YM's in there. So, look at that. That all matches up. It's kind of a holistic, this word I'm looking for, organic. All the tools go together. They all support one another and confirm one another. Having been a fighter pilot and a test pilot, you have redundant systems in the plane. So you are basically making sure that, if you don't notice one thing, that something else gets your attention to it. You want 2 or 3 things telling you, this is a cross-reference, this is this, there's checklists, there's all that. That's to prevent you from dying. What you're doing in here is essentially the same thing. You're on a mission. Your mission is to succeed, and there it's, and not to die. Here, your mission is to succeed and to make money, or at least not die and not lose your accounts. So, we have redundancies for that reason. You can use the scalper to enter trades, in this market as well. This is not scalper. This is just the regular tool. But here's that long down here. Here's the cycle. See, once we get pushed up this bottom line, the cycle starts up. So even though this didn't dip below, you can actually get in on this momentum move here. But you're doing that not because you wouldn't be doing this in the NASDAQ or the ES because they're the weakest. You're doing that in the strongest market. These are a different method of entries. It's a different system. We have a couple of different systems we're working on. They're all profitable. They all work well. Just can only do so much at one time. This is telling us right now that we're 82.6% below the open. All right, that's and the difference here is the Russell is 80.55% of all prices have been above the tactical trade filter line. So just in that in itself tells you, what's going on. And if we look at the ADRs, the average daily range here, we're only at 11. Yesterday was, yesterday would mean the session that opened at 6 o'clock. But, obviously as quiet as Thanksgiving, we probably won't get, this is where I would normally expect us to get anyway. We're at 100 already here, that's it. But you can see the low volatility coming into the past couple of weeks. The bias has been up. So, we are kind of grinding up on these, but, we might not have too much left here. In order to get to 167, above 60 points higher, it would be above the high here. So it would be to like 35.5. So our target would be for this would be somewhere around here if we were to hit that level. Russell is actually doing pretty good. 18, but it's probably running out of steam in here as well, unless the other markets, the Nasdaq and ES, start to find some strength. See how the Nasdaq's coming down here. We're at 85, so this is a pretty good area of support. But again, well, you know, surfers wait and they paddle out and they wait. They understand the ocean comes in and it sets. The waves come in sets. The best waves come in sets of typically 2 or 3. So they wait patiently for that, and they don't try to surf out to sea. They surf with the with the tide and with the waves. So you aren't going to come in, and at least you shouldn't be. I mean, you can, but if you want to trade with the best odds, you trade in the direction of the bias, the trends, and everything. So, Nasdaq can be a great trading instrument, but you don't do it when, I mean, there are times when, if all markets are coming into support and everything supports that area to be a reversal area, you can try it. But most reversals don't, turn. They turn like, sometimes like the Titanic. They don't turn enough, and they're not really turn points. Other times, they turn, but they usually give you plenty of opportunity to get in and stuff. So people picking tops and bottoms is a loser's battle. That's a retail loser's battle. Because normally a true bottom is going to come down, and then you're going to get, profit taken by the shorts, some nibblers, the early adapters, if you want to call it, for the longs. And then as it pushes up a little bit, you got some
Gold
more shorts
impending trade
covering,
long
but then more shorts
on the
want to enter,
GC63.
and they drive it down. So what happens? You either get a new low or test the bottom, and this is where you might get a divergence in here and stuff. But once that divergence forms and we start up, well, now here's your true bottom. But even then, what happens is you get, more shorts covering, more some of the longs a little braver and enter. But then you come up to the first area of resistance, and then you come back again, because stocks move in patterns. They move in, W's or M's, right? Down, M's, ups, W's. Anyway, so then, then here's your pullback, and this is usually going to be a fib retracement. So this is usually going to be about 60 to 70%. And then you're looking, this is your real key entry long. And that's where people say, like, I got in here, I got stopped out, and then I got in, I only got this. And then, an hour later, we're up here, and you're all, kind of giddy because maybe you got this part. It's like, I caught the bottom, and then that was 100 points ago. Well, that's because you're focused on minutia. You got to look for the key thing. You got to look to see what's happening in all the market to really know, are we truly breaking out? Is, are the internals in our favor? Are the markets, gradually strengthening? All the markets are aligned, or are just part of them aligned? Sometimes you got to understand that the relationship
Now set up
in the
signal
Russell
short
and the
on
Nasdaq
the ES42.
statistically too far apart, and there's an opportunity for these to make money by flipping these. So you'll see the Russell will start in a weekend, and then the Nasdaq will strengthen, and then they can flip hard. So you got to be cognizant of how much these are statistically apart. I don't have the percentages on there, but anytime there's an inefficiency in the market, the computers will find it. We had something in the CL signal a while back. There's a divergence in here. We're not going to pay attention to. I can't show you everything. I'm just trying to give an overview. Had some extra time on my Friday here to do a quick video to get it posted. And there's a lot to show, but hopefully you got some idea of what's going on. So here's a scalp, right? I mean, this is also a regular trade. We have directional trades and we have scalps and we have a few other things as well. But so they can be overlaid. This is the scalper, right? All right, so we're down, directionally we're down. Okay, cycle was up, cycle's up here. Here's the signal right there. Here's your turn bar. You're into resistance, the trend's down as it is anyway. And you'd be in probably right around 07 or something, right in there, 07, something. But that went down to, I'll just say 88. So 20 points on a quiet day. If you even captured half of that, right here, there would have been a trend line. You could have partialed into that, which would be about 10 points. So $200 a contract, right? And trail it down. And then again, because these are mixed, I wouldn't be looking for the whole market to break down. And with today's upward bias, so I'd be, maybe a small break. I'd look, for this to kind of break and then hold. So I'd probably be happy taking, somewhere around 17, 18 points. So that those two trades together on a 2-lot is $500. You're trading on multiple accounts, but we already made a bunch earlier. So, if everyone's talking, we could catch a lot of these. But there's more going on, more important things. And part of that is showing where the opportunity lies, what real traders do. At least real traders know what they're doing. Caveat there. There's plenty of traders who think they know what they're doing that show that, whatever. But if they're doing it after the fact, just walk away. You're going to get, or if they're super cheap, guess what? You're going to get your money's worth. As they say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. If there's nothing more true than that in trading. If you want to search through 1,000 useless, YouTube videos, go someplace where it's like, oh, it's $297 for an entire course. It's like, you're going to get probably $297 worth of it. All you're doing is supporting that guy's lifestyle. Okay, let's see. We're at 10:40. I think we've been doing this about an hour and 10 minutes. Again, it was just an overview. I'm going to post this and hope to see you in the room, or at least, take a trial. Come and check us out.
NASDAQ setup signal short
I think
on the NQ168.
I think you'll like what you see. I could sit here and, trade
Gold
for another
entry
hour and a
signal
half.
long
I may
trade
have
entry on the GC63.
a bunch of things to do, and I'm sure you do as well. Have a great, day. Have a great weekend. Hope you had a good holiday. Again, check out our websites, Top Gun Trade at TradersEdge.com and Top Gun Trade Zones. They link to one another. There's, inside there, but they're complementary to one another. I haven't put it on there yet, but if you are a member of one, you will get, a discount toward the other one. There's discounts on the different subscription packages, depending on how long it is. You can actually use PayPal, the Pay in 4, or their PayPal. I think we're one of the only ones that I know that got approved for that, because they do the due diligence. We're on the NinjaTrader platform as well, the ecosystem. We're all approved for that. Just we haven't turned it on yet. So a lot of things we have. Check us out. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and look forward to seeing you in the trade room. Take care.